checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal...
Proctor Ingram?
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I can... Are you in or are you out? Make up your mind. Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, Daddy's gone, but I'm here. Mommy's here now.
What's going on? Father? Father! Shh! I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Please, Sean.
Father? Father, help me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing.
The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are... Let's start anew. I know.
Just... help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more... You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find yours. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time, I am your son. Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the... But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? And here I am, raised by the Institute.
It wasn't right.
To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, it made all... At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in scientific curiosity, and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted, so they followed the best example thus far. The human being.
So the weird science
In a manner of speaking, the Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become, even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. But then the Institute found me. After, I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA. I am their father. Through science, we are family.
Sean. It's really you.
It really is.
What's going on here?
Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been... Let's start anew. Father. You have traveled. It's good to... I am. I know, in the vault. But then you... Is it really so? And here I am.
Right?
Right, wrong. At that time, the year... Scientific curiosity.
Sure.
So they followed the best example.
I think...
Then perhaps you already... The Institute endeavored to create... Plenty of that was available, even in their... But then, I was exact... I am the... I know. I know you must have questions.
Kellogg.
Kellogg. He was an instant. It wasn't until I became director that I learned...
You knew the man.
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him... The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious... Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness. He never failed the Institute. But his cruelty, I won't lie. It's no coincidence.
Sure.
What else can I say to ease your...
I think I've heard it.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthrough. I've been a part of something amazing here. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that.
Yes.
I know. Forgive me. I'd assume there is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself.
I'll do it.
I am glad to hear. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facility, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified.
Almost done.
Scanning.
Need to tighten up this
Subject.
primary drive
Excuse me,
servo.
Doctor.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept... Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of him. Now, I'll give you a quick run. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and we maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to...
Absolutely.
Good to hear. It'll be a load. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facility...
I'm good.
Goodbye, then.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that.
You had time to examine my latest reports on batch 274.
Not yet. I've been reviewing
Hi,
I
Doc.
wonder how the Warwick
Welcome.
family is doing.
So good to have you here.
Young Wally
Dr.
must
Clayton
be close to
Holden.
10 years old by now.
I
It's
can't wait for you
remarkable
to see
that
the
any
work we're
child
doing.
can survive for so long up
I look forward to learning more about it.
And that, as the name implies, the Bioscience Division special. Our most important directive is to ensure that, to that end, we cultivate highly specialized... We've even started to explore the idea of You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is...
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure.
Great. I was hoping you'd say... In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue.
You mentioned medical care? I might...
In that case, you'll want to introduce... He's our top biologist. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever... You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the...
Is it true food supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Doctor.
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Actually, I was looking for you.
Me? Why?
I've been sent by the Brotherhood of Steel.
You don't beat around the bush, I'll give you that. I knew it was just a matter of time before... I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to...
I'm only...
You're giving me your word, even though we just met? I might not agree with everything he says. Say what you came here to say.
Are you happy?
You'd think, being surrounded by cutting-edge laboratory equipment and some... Only problem is the lack of transparency. I don't think we get the... What does that have to do with what?
The Brotherhood...
Needs my help. They seem to have everything...
The Brotherhood value...
Well, House, tell me something. Why would I possibly... What reason would I have to throw away...
Right? Father trusts me. And so should you.
You're wasting your breath. I'm a scientist. The Brotherhood desired my creations in order to destroy, to take control. I'm not interested in returning to...
I give up.
All right? I had a colleague down here. a Dr. Virgil. Several months ago, there was an accident in his lab. I wanted to help with the investigation, but Father had the laboratory sealed. The incident never sat right with me. The more I asked about it, the more I felt like Father was deflecting. If you bring me solid information on what killed him, I'll take it as a... Do we have a deal?
I know this may come as a shock.
Oh, please. Do you really think it? Stop trying to avoid the legwork by lying. Either you get me the deal?
Are there...
That's my offer.
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's lab was in the Biosciences division. I can give you a code that will get you into the section, but the lab itself has been sealed, so you'll have to breach it on your own. I'd tell you to be quiet about it, but your brotherhood and discretion isn't exactly. And finally, if you get caught, we never had this conversation. Now, for the sake of keeping up appearances, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is... In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of act. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust. Speaking of, I trust our discussion will remain between the two of us. Now, I need to get back to work.
Yes. That's it. Sweet. Terminal should open this. Yes.
We're all looking forward
Dr.
to working.
Holdren's Synth Gorilla project is showing promising results.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee?
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
Here.
A holotape? This better not be a...
Sure.
I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the Corsairs can find me.
They lied to me. They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
At least the brother.
I'm such a fool. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working... If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr.
Right?
In case anyone didn't mention it, fire time runs from 10 p.m.
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start.
You know the protocol, sir. The dosage authorized personnel only.
So, Dr. Ayo.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
Glad you made it.
They're dragging their feet on the targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with me. Send a message.
Please don't.
So,
there's enough friction as it
here
is
you are.
between us
Just
and pretty much all the other
acting director of the
departments.
Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity.
I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why?
Oh, it's nothing personal. I don't trust anyone. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of this. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the humans.
If the synths want to be free...
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings. As to why they're escaping? Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to... Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, well, I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact,
I'm no stranger.
even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, we then begin the delicate process. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to...
Reporting status. All functions normal.
You can return to your duties and remember to record every